everyone, my name is Yosua Heru Irawan. I'm a student from National Taiwan University of Science and Technology, or Taiwan Tech. I'm a member of Computational Fluid Dynamics Laboratory, and my advisor is Professor Ming Chi Chern. Today, I will present about our current research. The title is Passively Enhanced VIV Response of two set-based circular cylinder at RA1000. And these are our outline for this presentation. As we know that the presence of the vibrating structure or elastically mounted structure in a fluid flow will result in the vortex shading phenomenon. Once the frequency of those vortices is close enough to the structure natural frequency, this vibrating structure will start to the vortex induced vibration or VIV phenomenon. We can find the VIV phenomenon in many engineering structure. For example, riser pipe, offshore structure, and also chimney. Actually, researcher and engineer try to decrease or try to diminish the effect of the VIV in those kind of engineering structure. Recently, many researchers try to use the VIV phenomenon for energy harvesting device such as vortex bladeless wind turbine and also vortex induced vibration for aquatic clean energy or VIVS. And those energy converter try to capture the energy from the fluid flow by the VIV phenomenon produced by the vortex shading. Our objective in this research is to enhance the VIV response of two set-based cylinders for energy harvesting device such as VIVS. This is the typical example of VIV of set-based cylinder. Here we have the set-based vibrating cylinder. We have G, mean the gap between set-based cylinder, which is the surface-to-surface distance between two vibrating cylinder. Based on the chain result, they use the DNS to simulate VIV of the set-based cylinder at Reynolds number 500. They found that the vibration amplitude of the set-based cylinder always slower than the single cylinder amplitude. So based on this result, we try to enhance the VIV response of set-based cylinder, because for the energy harvesting device such as VIVS, we need the higher amplitude to increase the efficiency of the energy conversion. To enhance the VIV response of set-based cylinder, Chen use a stationary cylinder with same diameter in the stagger position in front of vibrating set-based cylinder. They performed this investigation using the 2D numerical simulation at RA100. They found that the wake from the stationary upstream cylinder significantly affect the VIV response of set-based cylinder. And also the VIV response with the critical amplitude occurs across a broad velocity range. This finding also beneficial in the terms of the flow energy converter such as VIVS. Based on the previous literature review, we try to propose new method to enhance the VIV response of set-based cylinder. In this case, we try to use the stationary upstream cylinder in inline position, like in this figure. We try to investigate the influence of the upstream cylinder diameter and also the influence of the upstream cylinder spacing. We try to perform the 3D numerical simulation of this case at Reynolds number 1000. This is our first investigation and the influence of upstream cylinder diameter on the VIV response of set-based cylinder. Here we use 6 different upstream cylinder diameter with same cylinder spacing or same S star. Here the D star equal to 0.2 and also D star equal to 0.8. D star mean the diameter ratio and also S star mean the spacing ratio. For this case, we use a constant spacing ratio equal to 0.1. And then the next investigation, we use this one, and the influence of the upstream cylinder spacing on the VIV response of the set-based cylinder. We use 5 different cylinder spacing with the constant upstream cylinder diameter. In this case, we use constant cylinder diameter equal to 0.5. And this is the numerical methodology for this current investigation. The governing equation for the fluid flow are the filter continuity equation and also filter Navier-Stokes equation. Here we have the additional term, new SGS, mean the subscript scale of turbulent viscosity. We calculate this new SGS using large eddy simulation. And then we solve this governing equation using direct forcing immersed boundary with projection method. For the first step, we calculate U star by involving convective and also diffusive term. And then the second step, we calculate U double star by involving the pressure term here. And then for the last step, we calculate new velocity by involving virtual force. Actually, we calculate the virtual force based on this equation 6, and also we calculate we advance the velocity based on the US, or the structure velocity. We get this structure velocity from the third governing equation, which is the governing equation for the VAV simulation for the dynamic motion. In this form is in the second order ODE. To solve this equation 8, actually we split into two first order ODE, equation 9 and also equation 10. From equation 9, we will get the new structure position to update the eta function or the position of the structure. And then from equation 10, we will get the US, or the structure velocity, to update the new velocity here in equation 7. And then based on this new, the third governing equation, we will have three additional parameters, which are the reduced velocity, and then mass ratio, and also damping ratio. Next, this is the LES, or large eddy simulation. In this case, we use Smagorinsky-Lily model, equation 11, to calculate the new SGS for this one, for filter Navier-Stokes equation in equation 2. For this numerical investigation, we use CS, or Smagorinsky constant, equal to 0.1. And also for the standard tensor, we calculate its velocity gradient in equation 13 using the second order central difference scheme. Next, for the specific fluid structure interstellar problem, we developed this Tigers solver based on C++ and also finite value method. We use a quick scheme for the convective term, and also we employ the BCG step to calculate the pressure term. And for the dynamic system, for the VIV simulation, we use the fourth order Rangi-Kutta to solve this system. And also for the temporal term, we use third order Adam-Basford to calculate the temporal term. And we employ the OpenMP parallelization and also non-uniform grid to reduce the computational time. We have tested this Tigers solver for the flow path cylinder with steady solution and also unsteady solution for RA40 and also RA100. Based on our test for our machine, we get this speed up value more than 14. Next, this is the computational domain simulation parameter, grid, and also the boundary condition for the current investigation. For the simulation parameter, we perform this investigation at RA1000, and also we use the constant gap ratio equal to 1.2, and also we use the varying D star and also S star to investigate the influence of upstream diameter and also upstream spacing. And for the VIV parameter, we use constant M star equal to 10 and also a constant damping ratio equal to 0.01. And on the VIV response is investigate in the range of the reduced velocity UR equal to 2 until 12. And for the domain size, in the stream flow direction, in the X direction, we use distance equal to 50 D. For the upstream equal to 20 and also downstream equal to 30 D. And for the cross flow direction, we use 40, and for the swan west direction, we use 3D. And for the boundary condition, for the inlet boundary condition, we use a uniform velocity or the Dirichlet condition. And for the outlet, we use a Newman condition, a zero gradient. And for the lateral or the cross flow boundary condition, we use symmetry. And for the span west boundary condition, we use periodic boundary condition. And for the solid surface, for all vibrating structure and also for stationary structure, we use no slip boundary condition. And this is the grid composition of current investigation. Near the structure, we use uniform grid, and also in the far wake region, we use non-uniform grid to reduce the total number of grid. Next, this is the average calculation method and also the initial condition for VIV simulation. For the initial condition, we use the UR from rest initial condition. It means we keep the structure for the initial time as the stationary structure. So for the vibrating structure, we start the VIV modeling from simulation time equal to 250. So for this range, we still use the stationary structure, and also after 250, we activate the VIV solver. And for the average calculation, we perform all of the average calculation in the time windows, start from T star equal to 500 until 2000. For example, the force and also the VIV response, we analyze all of the VIV response in this range of the time window for data analysis. This is the grid independent test for the patient investigation. We perform grid independent test at UR equal to 4 and also UR equal to 5. We use 3 different grid A, B, and C. We characterize this grid based on the uniform grid near the structure. And also based on this grid independent test, we get this result, and also the grid B and grid C produce almost identical result with the largest difference less than 1%. So based on this result, grid B is adapted in this patient work to get the accuracy of the numerical result as well as minimizing the computational time. Next, this is the validation case. We use the vortex-induced vibration of the upper cylinder on a set-based arrangement at RA 500. We compare the amplitude and also the frequency response from the Liu and Jaman result, and we can see this validation result. Our solver, our Tiger-C solver, can predict the VIV response, the amplitude, and also the frequency response with the very good result. Only for the UR equal to 5 and 6, we get the under predict, but overall for the range from UR equal to 3 until 9, we can predict the amplitude and also the frequency result with the correct result. And this is the result for our investigation. First, we will investigate the influence of upstream cylinder diameter on the amplitude and also frequency response of set-based cylinder. Here, we also present the VIV response from single cylinder and also set-based cylinder. And the VIV response we divide into 4 regions based on the chain result. The first, desynchronization 1, initial branch, lower branch, and also desynchronization 2. We can see that if we compare the original set-based cylinder and also single cylinder, the set-based cylinder only produce higher amplitude in this region, UR equal to 4 until 5. But after UR equal to 5, the set-based cylinder always get smaller amplitude here. So with this result, we can see that the set-based cylinder is not suitable for the 5S, because for the 5S we need larger amplitude to get the higher efficiency. So we try to enhance, or we try to control the VIV response using the upstream stationary cylinder. After we put the upstream stationary cylinder, we can see this result. We can enhance the VIV response of the set-based cylinder, especially in the lower branch and also for the desynchronization 2 here. We can see based on this result, we can see that with the upstream stationary cylinder, we can enhance the response passively without any energy input, because we only install the upstream stationary cylinder. And also based on this result, we can see that the optimal upstream diameter equal to 0.4 until 0.6, because we can see using this diameter, we can get the larger amplitude and in the higher UR. Next, this is the animation for the case with the different diameter. We render this one at UR equal to 6, and also we render using the span-wise vorticity at the center plane of the domain. We can see that we can observe the significant effect for the SBS to F with the larger diameter. For example, this one, because the original set-based set give the in-phase response, and when we apply the smaller upstream cylinder, the response still in the in-phase condition. But if we apply the set BZ2F with the larger upstream diameter, we can change the response as well as enhance the VIV response. So based on this result, we can see at UR equal to 6, we will get the higher amplitude here with the larger upstream diameter. Next, we will investigate the influence of the upstream cylinder spacing on the amplitude and also on the frequency response of the ZBZ cylinder. Here, we use constant upstream diameter equal to 0.5, and then we use different upstream spacing. Here, we can see that even with the different upstream spacing, we still get the enhancement in the VIV response. But for the some upstream spacing, the response will get smaller than the single cylinder response, especially for the ZBZ2F with larger upstream spacing. So for this case, we recommend that the optimal upstream spacing is less than 0.8, because if we use a larger upstream spacing for the sum UR, for example this one, UR equal to and UR equal to 7 and UR equal to 8, we will get the lower amplitude, even lower with the single cylinder response. Next, this is the animation for the side-by-side cylinder with the different upstream cylinder spacing. We can see that we can observe the significant effect for the case with the smaller upstream spacing, for example this one, because the original response is in the in-phase response, but with the larger spacing we can see that the response is still in phase. But if we use the smaller spacing, we can see the response become anti-phase here. So we can conclude that the smaller spacing will give the significant effect on the VIV response. Next, this is the phase efficiency. We calculate this efficiency based on this equation. Basically, this efficiency is calculated based on the amplitude and also based on the frequency response. We can see that with the larger diameter, it will reduce the efficiency for UR equal to 4 until UR equal to 5, but it will increase the efficiency for the UR larger than 5. So based on this result, we still can get the optimal one. We propose the optimal diameter equal to 0.4 until 0.6 because the decrease in this range is not significant for UR equal to 4 and also until UR equal to 0.6, and also we still get the increase in the efficiency in this region. But if we employ larger diameter, we will get the decrease very significant here. And for the phase efficiency with the different spacing, we have the same pattern. For the larger spacing, we will get the significant decrease in the UR equal to 4 until UR equal to 5. But for the smaller spacing, we will get the result almost similar with the original side by side. So based on this result, we will recommend the spacing, the upstream spacing, it's less than 0.8 to get the increase of the efficiency for the 5-phase applications. And the conclusion of our present investigation, first, the stationary cylinder in front of vibrating side-by-side cylinder passively enhance the vibration response as well as the efficiency of 5-phase in lower band and also in desynchronization too. And the optimal stationary upstream diameter in the range of 0.4 until 0.6. And the recommended upstream spacing is less than 0.8. And because the larger spacing decrease the efficiency, especially in lower band and also in desynchronization too. And the increase of the VIV response and efficiency in the LB and DS2 perhaps induced by the wake interaction from the stationary upstream cylinder. And this is our future works. We plan to simulate the VIV response of an array. And this is our reference for this investigation. And this our homepage and also our YouTube channel. If you want to see our current research and also our current result, you can go to our homepage and also our YouTube channel. Thank you.